Hi everyone, this is Piyali and welcome to my channel. And today I will again continue the next chapter of this book. And the next chapter is Genetic Mutiny. Just a second. Uh, Genetic Mutiny and Gender. So here it is described how the social status of a woman is changing when she is rearing a birth of a boy or a girl. Okay, all these things are described here, and also here this economics and political system, how it's affecting when it comes to choosing gender and when it comes to discriminating from when girl is getting like a girl is um, when a woman is giving birth to a girl and when a woman is giving birth to a boy, how these discriminating factors is working in the society, all these things are explained. Mostly here I have picked this book because of these differences. It's not because these biological factors. That's why I'm not going into deeply to the biological factors, but how it's collaterally involved with this social society, culture, biology, politics, everything. That's what is important, and that's the topic I want to raise, because when we raise question about the incident which is very distorted incident like rape or violence against women or against a particular group, targeted group, then all these things come up as like we should protest, we should do certain things, but the reason is hidden behind a lot of, like, it's hidden beneath a lot of factors which is not coming into the forefront every time. Okay, like here the first question was asked that why this differences coming, this male and female differences, from where it's coming, and the answer is also here given that it's coming because of the competition. Okay, and competition in some it's needed, but when it's going too far it's creating some kind of differences, it's creating some kind of conflict. And then it's coming different animals, how they are choosing their um, mates, or they are choosing the life, how this discrimination happening when a girl child is born and when the boy child is born, how these differences are, and people are trying to, like, there are countries which are deliberately consciously trying to give birth to a boy, and how the ratio is provided, even in China, how much girl child is dead and they are being killed by abortion just because they are the girl child, and how these ratios are discriminating. Okay, so social status, those here it is written also in an example that when the girls are involved in war, and at that time when they are giving birth to a child, it's mostly the chances are there that they will give birth to a boy. So all these things even was considered in a country. So now this society, now this culture, now this politics is coming. That why girls are being treated like this for a long time. Even now. And then how this economic needs is like creating all these imbalances between cooperation and competition is coming, and human intelligence has yet to design a society where free competition among the members works for the good of the whole. Here it is written, none of this would have been possible for society without laws to enforce the social interest over the individual's selfish drive. Gene has only one criteria by which posterity judges it, whether it becomes an ancestor of other gene. To a larger extent, it must achieve that it at the expense of other genes, just as a man acquires wealth largely by persuading others to part with it. Gender then was invented as a way to resolve the conflict between the cytoplasmic genes of the two parents. Maternal social rank affects the gender of children in the way that the Trevor-Wheeler Minton theory would predict. If it proves to be more than a chance result, it immediately leads to the question of how people are unconsciously achieving something that they have been consciously striving to achieve for generation unnumbered. Boys can earn a living and marry without a dowry, but this entirely fails to explain the correlation with rank. It predicts instead that lower social classes would favor sons, not higher ones, for they can least afford daughters. Throughout India, it has always been the case that women more than men can marry up into a higher social and economic caste, so daughters of poor people are more likely to do well than sons. Dowries are merely a distorted echo of Trevor's Willard effect in a female exogamous species. Sons inherit the status necessary for successful breeding. Trevor's Willard predicts that male favoritism is one part of society will be balanced by female favoritism elsewhere, if only because it takes one of each to have a baby. The Fisher logic again. China and India are the best example of this. In China, one-child policy may have led to the deaths of 17% of girls. In one Indian hospital, 96% of women told they were carrying daughters aborted them, while nearly 100% of women carrying sons carried them to term. This implies that cheap technology allowing people to choose the gender of their children would indeed unbalance the population sex ratio. Choosing the gender of your baby would be an individual decision of no consequence to anybody else. Why then is the idea inherently unpopular? It is a tragedy of the commons, a collective harm that results from the rational pursuit of self-interest by individuals. One person choosing to have only son does nobody else any harm. But if everybody does it, everybody suffers. The dire prediction ranged from a male-dominated society in which rape, lawlessness, and a general frontier mentality would hold sway to further increases in male domination of position of power and influence. Sexual frustration would at the very least be the lot of many men. Laws are passed to enforce the collective interest at the expense of the individual, just as crossing over was invented to foil outlaw genes. If gender selection were cheap, a 50-50 sex ratio would be imposed by parliaments on people as surely as equitable meiosis was imposed by the parliament of the genes. So, that's it for today. I will discuss about the next chapter, the peacock's tail, in the next video. Till then, take care and bye.